It's good to be back.
I know. And made it look easy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's always like before the fight when people tell me, you know, I'm betting on you.
Yeah.
It's always so awkward because I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So I'm just like, usually it's like, yo, your money is safe. Don't tell me that, or I just stay quiet and walk away. You know, because it's weird. It's an awkward interaction. This time after the fight, every time someone tells me it's easy, then I'm like, man, did you cut weight? Like, then I'm like,
so that's why I said it made it look easy.
Look easy, yes. So no, but it was fun. It was. I'm happy.
No, I don't
no
think
fouls,
you could be happier.
so I'm happy.
No fouls, no eye pokes, no groin shots.
Beautiful.
Just wrestling.
Just wrestling, yeah. And that was not part of the plan. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. We've been dealing with a very compromised an injury that might compromise me when we wrestle and grapple, especially. So that was not part of the plan. But that's where the fight went, so luckily.
And, I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
It worked out well for an injured Saaiman. That was pretty lucky.
Yes.
I remember the wrestling. I was just 2 a.m. in my room, just screaming, fuck down. Fuck down.
Yes, 100%. And it's cool because Coach Neil Geiser and I have been working on like movement sequences that... In the fight, there's a video of my grappling coach like reacting to the TV, and it's literally like as he says something, I do it. And then he like gives instructions, and we did it picture perfect. Like we have been training for 8 to 12 weeks. So
that must feel good.
It's
pulling off something like that.
So I never watched the fight. Never watched the fight after the fight. Like I usually take a week. 10 days, no fighting. No fucking fighting. But it's just like I watched it that night because I knew that I thought we did it perfectly, and I just wanted to make sure that how I felt and
just
what it looked like.
Self-indulge a little bit.
Yeah, just like make sure that what I felt and what it looked like, you know, is the same.
And did it?
Yeah. Yeah,
okay,
it was feel good. It felt great. So
was this your favorite one so far? Is every single Vegas experience getting better, or is it time to go somewhere else?
It's definitely getting better because we're so used to the systems now. We do basically the same stuff every single time, so it's more comfortable. The experience itself is getting better. The fight itself, like I'm more happy with the performance. That's what I want to dominate every fight. No matter who we fight, I want to dominate like that. Like I want people to tell me afterwards, you made it look easy. So I'm happy with the performance. I would have loved to punch him in the face a little bit more, but
I would have loved that as well.
Yeah.
I was watching. I was kind of like my dad watched it the next day with me. And he was like, oh, I was hoping I was gonna give him a pekka.
Yeah.
Just an asshole.
Yeah. So it's I really can't complain with how it played out. So especially with that verse, it was the hardest camp by far in my 9 professional bouts.
Dricus had his little celebrity interaction with the former president of the United States.
Yes.
You had a much cooler interaction.
Yes.
Like you told me, you sent me a screenshot of a DM.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get into it.
It's so sick because I remember Brendan Schaub had like the story of how he was fighting. It's like in one of his comedy specials. So it's just like shame if you watched it. But I saw a clip where he was talking about he's in the cage and as he walks in, his focus shifts to the crowd, and he sees Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's like, and then obviously he lost that fight, and you can just see Leonardo just like, is so disappointed in him and stuff like that. So when I walked into the cage, I had like a similar experience. I'm like, holy shit, that's Shane Gillis, and I was just and I look at him while like doing my lap in the cage before the fight, and he just goes like this. He's like, and I'm like, sure.
He does that. I know exactly the face in my head.
He
I know
has
exactly.
he does this with his lips, and he's like, so, and but for a second I thought of that Brendan Schaub story.
Yeah,
and I was just like, imagine Shane Gillis is afterwards just like.
Couldn't have gone better.
It went great. And after the finish, I was like, where's Shane Gillis? So I was like, massive fan. So that's what I told the cage first. Then I celebrated. And then I went back to the commentators to tell them no foul, just to make sure they know there were no fouls. So the whole it was great. Every single time I want, like before the fight, I say like, I'm gonna take a photo with Joe Rogan this time. I'm gonna take a photo with him, and then every time I don't.
Well, you've got a long road in the UFC ahead of you. I think you have a long career.
Yeah.
So you can just chill.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. Don't stress about it.
So
did you get the opportunity to watch any of the other fights or not really?
Yes. So we actually after the fight, now getting tested, USADA shows up doing like urine and blood test, and we do all the interviews and all that jazz. And then as we walk out, as Henny and I walk out backstage, it's like an outside venue, so there's like a massive parking lot. Here comes in 5-6 police cars, 6 unmarked vans, and Dana White is standing there, like like really like just like standing there,
standing up straight.
You can see his like PR, his like social media team is with him, so he's like saying something to them, but keeping his eyes on the entrance. And in comes Donald Trump.
Yes.
So you just see all these police people scatter with rifles and pistols. You see these guys with sniffing dogs, like paroling the parkade. And we are just, but we're walking out and we see all these police, and then they were like, but they're like, fuck off, like go to stand to the side, and we're standing to the side. And can I just say, Donald Trump, you know he's orange.
Yeah.
Way more orange in person.
Really?
Like, take your orange level, times it by 4. Like, he's very orange.
I thought it was like a saturation thing where everyone that hates him just turns up the saturation.
No, it's worse. It could have been the Vegas sun. So now, the hottest woman in the world just like climb out of these unmarked cars with him. I think it's his daughter. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's just like, they climb out of the cars, and you see it's all these security personnel. Everyone is heavily armed. Like, everyone is looking.
It's probably there was probably a sniper with like a laser on your head.
Yeah, 100%. Like I would hope so. Yeah, that's definitely going to be part of the story from now on. I'm going to be like, I saw a laser. But so and it's weird because what was weird for me is how soft they spoke. Because they got out of the car, and we're not standing that far from them. It's probably 10 meters. It's really not far. So we're just standing there with our bags, waiting for them to leave so that we can leave. And but he's like, he goes like this. He's talking, but like very soft with Dana. But the funniest thing is, like, you know, he does this always with his hands.
Yes, but also offbeat.
Dana White.
Yeah.
You know? And that's him. It's not a show. It's
he's
like
doing
it's
it
him.
greeting Dana.
Yeah,
like
he's
the
just
offbeat.
like, I love the UFC. You know, he's just like this, and everyone is standing there and waiting for them, and you know, it was surreal.
I actually saw a video of Shane Gillis cage side sitting behind Trump, and he was just going.
That is funny because because Shane and I are friends now.
Yeah, obviously. Shane, come on the pod, man.
No, but I saw him posting a photo with them, and he's like Donald Trump, and I just commented, making the thumbs up great again. And so the whole experience was great. But then the UFC, you get tickets. We gave them to sponsors, but they make sure you leave after the fight. Like, you can't sit there and just wait. And just
hang around. So you gave your ticket?
Yes, I gave it to sponsors, so I couldn't go sit in the arena. So we left to the hotel. We went to a watch bar. So there's maybe 50 TVs inside. Okay. And you can watch it there. Watch the fights. We were probably the only Still Knock supporters.
Yeah, I'm sure.
in the whole bar, but it was insane. Like, seeing how the crowd also shifted to his favor.
Oh, really?
Yes, heavily. Like, it was weird because in the start of the fight, it was like boo, and then for Robert Whittaker. After round 1, it was like when Dricus comes on, it's like yay.
Well, I mean, everyone loves an underdog story.
100%.
Who expected that? Had a tiny bit of an interruption there.
Yeah. So what was I talking about? Okay, yeah. So
The easy beef. Everyone was swinging back into his favor.
But when he said that I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, you could see though it was like almost instantly the whole crowd shifted to Dricus. It was just like, it was so funny to watch. So.
I was just obviously I was always Team Dricus, but I was sitting in my room. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yes, it's so weird. Yeah. So when Dricus comes onto the podcast, we might get as drunk as Izzy was when he entered the cage that night.
He's coming in directly after this.
Yes, yeah.
So we're not gonna get into DDP too much. He can get into it himself.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But the whole experience in Vegas was insane. We actually stayed in the Palms before we moved to the Athletes Hotel, and we were sitting having breakfast and. We were chatting, and it's Rickus from Henny's, and it's myself and Mark and Dricus, and this guy comes out, he was just at the gym, you can see training clothes and sweating and stuff, and he comes to us, he's like, yes, dis lekker dat mense 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat. And we were looking at each other, we were quite shocked.
Yeah.
We, introduced ourselves, and he is the CEO of the holding company of the Indian tribe that owns the Palms. He's a South African.
Goodness.
It's so weird. So, like, this Indian tribe owns, like, a bunch of these hotels in Vegas.
Chief Peter Johan.
The South African became the CEO of that company. It's so weird.
What path does your life take to
Yeah,
to
he's
go
been
there?
he's
That's
been
crazy.
in the United States for, I think he said 9 years, if I'm not mistaken, and he's the CEO of that company.
And then he put you up in the
Yes, so we had a great stay at the Palms, and hopefully he sees this, but we'll probably stay there again because it was insane. So we had a lot of fun. We went to the batting cages.
Oh,
we,
nice.
Hit. That fucking hurts. It hurts. Because there's like 3 settings and you can pick between softball and baseball. Baseballs are so much smaller. It's just insane.
And you obviously win baseball.
Yes, 100%.
you must.
Yeah, you have to. But we started at 40 miles per hour. Okay.
It's not that fast for a baseball pitch.
Not at all. Because pros are throwing at like 100
Yeah.
miles per hour. 40, they were like easy clapping.
Easy money, yeah.
Bumped it up to 60, then you're like, holy shit, this is like a gunshot. Like, okay, this the gap between 40 and 60 is quite exponential. Then we pumped it up to 80, and I thought I was gonna die. I thought like so the highest setting they have is 80 miles per hour, and I think I maybe skid the ball once.
Do you think that's Major League Baseball is like 80 miles per hour? Like that's like the entry level to Major League Baseball.
I think it's about 90.
Yes.
I think so. I think like a slow ball is about 85. 80, 85. I'm not sure. I don't know baseball, but...
And the people want to know,
yes.
did Dricus take you to Top Golf?
No.
I knew it.
We didn't. But also, it's not his fault.
Okay.
Because I couldn't, with the injury, I couldn't play Top Golf.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
So,
so-
sorry, another interruption.
Yeah.
This is an active car dealership.
Yes, yeah, it is. But, so, couldn't do Top Golf, but... hopefully we can recover within 10 days and then we can...
Well, then we can just keep me out.
Then we can do Mashy course Mondays. We spoke to Michiel. We're going to do that as well. So we'll do a few of those. We've actually had a lot of people ask for another golfing video. And we are terrible. So
Let's do
I
it.
think
I'm keen.
we'll do that for sure.
I've had other people ask... I've seen like 4 comments of people saying, when are you taking Dricus golfing? Is that a good idea?
That's a great idea for content. For the groundkeepers at wherever we're playing, it's a terrible idea. And whatever number golf cart you're using, you can ride it off. It's fine. Like, you're going to have to... But that's the price I'm willing for you to pay.
Oh, you're willing for me to pay. I think we just need to like call a golf course. Hey,
Yeah.
we'll let Dricus market for you. Just don't look at the golf cart.
Yeah. Just don't bat an eye. But we can. I'm pretty sure we can convince him to join us on a golf day.
Sure.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I think it could be fun.
That'll be very.
But
fun.
it needs to be outside of camp.
Let's do a mashy course.
Okay.
Let's do a mashy course with Dricus.
Okay.
So 6 holes, very short, all par 3s, but we make it a drinking game as well.
100%. Kim out, are you ready?
So if you guys want to see that, make sure to drop a comment below because I think that will be fun. Let's do something like that. How was it watching the event?
I think I was more stressed for you than you are yourself. Because my girlfriend was more stressed than me. She was like,
okay.
Relax.
Yeah.
Look how the guy looks. Because there's always like, shit.
Yes.
And I don't even have money on you.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
But I was watching it. And then as soon as the bell went, it was like, oh, yeah, no, he's got it.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Yeah.
You could really see the levels in there.
Yes.
Because I must say, I think
I must give him credit as well because obviously the plan wasn't to grapple, and the only reason why I went for the guillotine is to try and get his head away from the injury. To be honest, that's actually the only reason why I went for the guillotine was because like his pressure was on my body where it's like, okay, this is uncomfortable. Let me shift your head, and then I went for the guillotine.
I was watching that. I was like, there's no way he gets that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. So it was tight, but I could feel in his top pressure as well. I was like, okay, this guy's no slouch. That there's a reason why he finished so many fights on the ground. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to stay very level-headed and super aggressive, otherwise he'll run away with it. So it was it was so nice afterwards as well. We chatted like very quickly at the hotel as well, and I really hope he gets another shot. I'm pretty sure he will, but yeah, it's gonna be fun to see what he does after this. So yeah.
And the call out. So the call out number 1, Cody Garbrandt.
Yes.
Is that when is his next fight?
So he's fighting Mario Batista in September, I think. So I would like to fight in either November or December. If that fight goes through, which I have a feeling it's not gonna. I think someone's gonna pull out, and I think I don't know why, but I have no reason to believe that the fight is not gonna happen. I just have a feeling that it might.
Are you
not
putting
happen.
your hand up?
And then I would not be able to fight in September, but I will be able to fight in November, December. So I'll be definitely putting my hand up and say, listen, if you want to postpone, if you want to train a little bit more, I'm very happy to
cool
welcome you. Yeah. So that's the plan. But Madison Square Garden, one of the guys cool at the interview, one of the journalists said, "Would you like to fight at Madison Square Garden?" And I was like, yes.
Fuck yes.
Please. That would be great.
The travel's shorter. It's New York.
It's New York.
You've never been to New York, have you?
I've been in the airport, but
that doesn't count.
Yeah, so I've been at Newark in New Jersey, so that's even worse.
Further,
yeah, so New York would be fun.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, I'm saving up a plane ticket so long.
Yeah.
I would love to watch. Like I need every time I see everyone there. I see Esther flies out and Bill flies out and everything. I'm like, fuck, very fucking soon.
Yes, yeah. Definitely.
Someone need to buy an app, please. Let me know.
Yes.
I really need to get to America.
Or just buy me a plane ticket.
Just buy me a plane ticket. But that feels weird.
Yeah.
That feels kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like,
what was, in your opinion, fight of the night?
Ooh, Morné Pantoja. And
Okay.
I agreed with that being fight of the night.
Yes.
Knock-
It was a bloodbath. It was insane.
I had some money on Pantoja
Oh, really?
for the odds
Okay.
because he was underdog
Yes.
going into the fight. I was like,
Yeah. Okay.
might as
That's
well make a few bucks.
That's a great underdog to pick.
It is a good
Yeah.
underdog. I felt bad doing it though. I was like,
You don't want
I
to.
kind of want to lose money on this one.
Yes, you don't want to bet against the baby assassin. Yeah.
And then that knockout of the night was a fight directly before yours.
Yes.
Because I watched that full fight. And I was like, okay, your Gammy's up in what, 25-ish minutes?
Yes.
And I saw the knockout. I was like, how are they going to fill the time now?
Yeah.
And they were just playing promos and countdowns and
Because
shit.
so that guy he's the nicest guy in the world, Jesus. And he's such a nice guy. Saw him at the PI a few times. We've shared a card twice already.
Oh, wow.
So he's becoming a familiar face. But in the warm up backstage, now he gets the knockout, and I'm like, oh, there goes the bonus.
He didn't even get a bonus.
He didn't. That was also surprising, but I'm pretty sure they'll give him
like a locker room bonus.
They'll give him like a, hey, here's a extra whatever for your trouble.
He was asking, some journalist asked Dana White about locker room bonuses. It was like, you obviously gave the 3. Are you going to have any locker room bonuses? Like, yeah, they always are.
Yes.
You know? I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. I really hope he got something.
No,
that deserves
for that knockout, he'll get something for sure. But it's weird that they picked 2 other bonuses, like. Obviously, Dricus deservedly so, but that other lady that got
I didn't even watch
I think she got it to I'm not sure, but giving her a bonus over that knockout, 17 seconds, out cold, it didn't make sense. So
I think they don't really want to get prelims and early prelim fighters bonuses.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. Yeah. I mean,
because with that card, it's already hard to get a bonus. And then even if you're lower in the card, it's almost as if people forget previous performances. Yeah. And then you could only see the main card for what it is. And then
I watched the Dana White post-fight press conference. I was like, surely, Jesus. Surely.
Yes.
And then he said, Morné Pantoja fight tonight. Okay, cool. Yes. Dricus. And then the other guy. Only 3 bonuses for a card of that size is a bit...
Yeah.
Because, I mean... They've given like 6-7 bonuses in a night.
Dan Hooker deserves one as well.
Absolutely.
Like, even after when the injuries came out, then it's like, okay, here's vacation money. Let's like just take a break.
Go pay your MRIs or something.
Yeah, just like sort that shit out.
Dude, that head kick. How do you eat that?
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, tough. Tough as nails.
What does that say? Does that say Jalen Turner doesn't kick as hard? Or does that say Michael Chandler hits like a fucking bus?
Jalen Turner is the biggest lightweight I've ever seen.
You told me he's 6'3".
I think so. Yes. Yeah. He is. But if you see him in person as well, he is a massive human being. We saw him at the PI doing pads in the cage, and I was like,
"Would you say
he's a lightweight?
It's comparable to Mark Hume's size?"
Mark Hume is the biggest welterweights in the world. Okay, I'm pretty convinced. Great story. Made like, if people ask me what's the highlight of your trip, it's not the fight, it's not the win, it's Mark Hume ragdolling Chris Curtis.
Hey, are you starting beef again?
He ragdolled him, and I'm not starting any beef. I'm just saying the facts.
Yes.
I don't believe in science. I believe in facts. But
that's cool.
We got to how the whole interaction started was actually at the PI with Sean Strickland. So Sean has he's firstly
unhinged human being.
He's not really like a dick, but he is. Yeah. You know, he's just like he invites people, but it's like he invites people for sparring to the gym, but he does it in a manner that's like it's very aggressive.
Oh, like
and Mark Hume doesn't take well to threats.
Yeah. He invites you to fuck you up.
Yes, exactly. So we are at the PI, and Sean sees Mark. Mark sees Sean, and they have like this weird. They don't greet each other, so it's like, okay, do you want to come spar at the gym? That's like almost the first thing he says. And Mark is like, sure, what time? It's like, yeah, whatever.
Baller move.
And he's like, he gave him the day, he gave him the time. And then Mark came to me and he's like, listen, I just got invited to sparring. Can't wait. I'm like, yes, because I know for a fact. Mark Hume.
You know how good he is.
He will obliterate Sean Strickland. Okay. I know that. As a welterweight fighting a middleweight, Mark Hume will kick Sean Strickland's ass. So I was like, okay, Marky, I'm glad you're excited. But you know he's fighting this weekend, so he's probably not sparring.
Yeah.
So broke the news. Mark got it. He's like, oh, okay. But then he said no, he'll spar against the rest of the guys. Cool, great. Few days go past, and Mark sees Sean Strickland at the PI again. He's like, listen, are you sparring?
Yeah.
Because I want to fight you.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm fighting this weekend, but Chris is going to be there. And Chris was standing next to him. Yeah. And then they were talking shit about you. And so like Chris looked Mark up and down. He's like, yo, what's your weight? What are you fighting at? And he's like, he's a welterweight. And okay, but the rest of the story I can't really tell because it's very vulgar. But it's just like they started tuning Mark. Mark had the best comeback ever.
Okay.
The UFC staff were laughing at Chris Curtis for being.
Oh, so there was a little bit of energy going into this position.
But also, like, Mark handled it like a champ. And Chris Curtis looked like a clown.
Okay.
That's basically the
And then
gist.
he beat him up in sparring.
So then we went to Extreme Couture. Very, very nice. Most of the people were super welcoming. I got to meet the content guy. So Sean Strickland also has a young Gila.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he has like a content guy as well. It's like he has. It's weird. He's also there like creating content. They also have a podcast that he does the podcast
Yeah,
as well.
I've seen some.
You know, so we got to meet him. Very nice. And yeah, when we got there, almost the first thing Chris Curtis like, "Yo, South Africa, get ready." Yeah, he's like, okay. So
Okay.
Mark is just an absolute savage. Just like gets his gloves on, like warms up, but also not really. He's going through the motions. And the first round they're doing in the cage, in the big middle cage, in the middle of the gym.
MMA sparring, kickboxing.
MMA. Sorry, MMA.
Small gloves.
Yeah, small gloves, shin pads, wrestling, everything goes. Yeah. And they start the exchange. Mark is just piecing him up on the feet, but Mark's strong suits is obviously the grappling and the wrestling. Took him down, control. So I think out of that 5-minute round, he probably had maybe 3 minute 45 control time.
Sure.
So he really did very well. He fought the second round against that Yanal Asmush. He's an Israeli guy.
Okay.
Had a very scary knockout in his debut. Like it was insane. The guy threw a kick, he caught the leg, and he just like threw a massive overhand in like, I don't know, 20 seconds.
Yes.
Went against him. Stand-up exchanges were very competitive. Once he got the back, took him down, he just like threw again. And then Chris Curtis came back, and like the third and fourth round they did again together, or the fourth and fifth. And yeah, it's just the same thing.
Fun time.
It's just like great time. It was sick.
This must feel really good for Zico Manegela to hear.
I hope so.
I would
Yeah.
I would feel a lot better.
Yeah,
feel
Zico's
a
a
lot
very
better now.
strong human being as well. So I'm just happy that Mark could get the opportunity to go there
spar
and
against
spar.
world class.
Yes, yeah,
Yo,
and
that's so
also not only compete but do very well, win rounds, win a lot of rounds. So it was that was one of the highlights of my trip for sure.
Well, you even said it in your post-fight interview.
Yeah,
You're like, yo, Mark, you. No. Gabby, hier is oor jou.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I don't. Yeah, it's about the team. You know, I wouldn't be here without the team, and I do think that Mark will be the next guy to enter the UFC. So
I think, honestly, I'm sure you and Dricus will get into it later, but the game plan against Whitaker.
Yeah.
That who planned that out? Was it
Coach
Was it
Morné
Morné?
Visser. He's a wizard. That's what I keep on telling people. Like every single time after fights, then people ask me, when are you moving to the States?
Never?
It's like I'm not moving to the States. Like every single time we fight, the day after we fly back home, because I miss home. I'm not gonna change teams. I'm not gonna change coaches. It's the brainchild of Morné Visser. That's the reason why Dricus also performed the way he performed.
So obviously I'm connected to you and everything, and I got so many messages and people. Obviously you're in Vegas,
Yes.
so then for all the Cammy related news, people come to me.
Yes.
I get a lot of messages.
I can
and stuff.
think that's super annoying.
No, it's fine. I don't mind it. Like it's fine, but.
Because I'm gonna say it now as well, because I get a very supportive messages that I'm very thankful for. But then I also get people nagging me. I can't get a hold of Dricus. Tell him that he should do this in the fight. They're like, hey,
Don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
block you.
Do
I'm
not
gonna
do that.
block you. Yes.
I at least when I want to tell something to Dricus, I told you this the other day. I'm like, sterkte met jou. Like, good luck with your weight cut,
Yes.
Cammy. Because I don't ever say good luck with the fight. I'm like,
Yes.
good luck with the weight cut.
Yeah.
And tell Dricus good luck as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yes.
But if it's just like, oh, Cammy, please tell Dricus this.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
don't do that.
Then it also feels like, am I working for you? Are you gonna give me a salary? It's weird. It's,
Just a pet peeve of yours.
yeah, just a
But-
small pet peeve.
Obviously, I get asked. It's like, oh, do you think Dricus has a chance? Oh, how's Cammy gonna do?
Yeah.
And the thing is with Dricus, I told everyone. I think Dricus can beat someone a lot better than him
Yeah.
on dog and cardio alone. And the game plan. I was like,
Yes.
listen, I think. So the closer we got to the fight, I was like, I think he's got a game plan. I think he's got a really good game plan.
Yes.
And what a game plan that was.
Yeah, it was picture perfect. It really was. It came down, and again, it's Morné, Visser, that when he watches fights, he watches it. He watches all the fights. Let's just say that I don't think people know that about Coach, and we're gonna have him on, especially for episode 100. Like, I'm keeping episode 100 for Coach, and there's a good reason for that. But when he watches the fights, he watches all the fights every weekend. He watches the prelims, he watches the prelims, he watches the main card. And he watches it through a very, very weird perspective. He's looking at technical stuff. Like, sometimes he'll go around not watching the actual blows, but watching footwork.
Okay.
And he's super calculated in that. So it's great to have someone like that in your corner that says, okay, like, we're fighting this scary guy, and the media is like, the Robert Whittaker, he's the guy. Everyone wrote off Dricus, and it's just like, that's why Dricus said in his post, they don't know what we know. It's just like,
I saw a lot of confusion about that.
yeah, a lot. It's just like, I saw a meme in Afrikaans, obviously, on TikTok, and it's like,
Wat weet ons?
Ja, wat weet ons? Hy kyk dis.
I saw the same video.
Yeah, hy kyk dis radio raps. But yeah. Oh, also with the injury, okay, so, it is a chest injury. Okay,
Yeah.
so coughing, laughing is not fun. Now you have a South African comedian with you on the trip. Do you know how torture that was? Because it's like, it felt like I was sleeping with a hanger in my mouth, because everything that guy says, if a word comes out of his mouth, that's funny. So I had a terrible time in the lead up to the fight. It was great for
Morale,
the morale was great, but for the actual injury, it was terrible. It was really terrible. But it was great to have Dricus there.
I love the comments again. Everyone like, it's like, Dricus beat Whittaker. Cammy had a great performance. But why does he kiss his coach?
Oh, yes.
Love the memes.
I'm glad you brought that up, because the freeze frame did me dirty.
It really
whoever
did you dirty.
captured that, fuck you. So, no, it's just like, it was...
It's a bad one.
let's address it, okay?
Can I show this to a camera?
Yes. Me and the boys after a night of fights. We'll put that up,
Davis,
right?
we'll put it up on the screen as well. But Ben Davis, that is amazing.
That is...
I laughed at this for 5 minutes straight.
That is... And so the guy that wrapped my hands, Uncle Mike, in the background,
What the fuck is this guy doing?
we'll zoom in on his face as well. But he's just like, what? So he's actually a firefighter.
Okay.
And then he also like wraps hands. It's very cool. So very nice guy. He's wrapped all my hands from Contender Series to this fight. And if he's not part of the wrapping team, we're cancelling the fight, because the superstitions are, we need to stick to the system. But kissing coach. Okay, so I know in a lot of cultures, it's not even like with you. For you, it's weird.
Yeah,
You're also Afrikaans.
I know it's a thing, but I don't do it.
Yes, you don't do it. Okay, in my family, it was always a thing. Like when I was a kid, if I'm greeting my grandfather, for instance, you'll kiss him on the lips, you'll give him a hug.
Yeah,
it's just a show of intimacy without it being weird. Well, you like, even if
don't
you
use
make
the
it
word
weird.
intimacy.
Not like.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So, in older Afrikaans culture, it's just like,
It is a thing.
it's a thing. I still, I greeted my father that way, and I greet, I think, coach that way. I think that's the people that I greet that way.
You greet your friends that way as well, just with a little bum squeeze.
Yes, the bum squeeze and a little tickle up front. But it is a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But please don't freeze frame like
Keep the memes coming. I've been loving them. It's absolutely hilarious.
But I must say, there's a guy on TikTok as well that is like quite famous for doing these green screen videos of he thinks like he has it down. What makes South African MMA so great? And
Okay.
it's like, it's that.
Exactly.
It's like when Coach touched Dricus's groin.
Yes, he
I
cup
think
checked it.
so the story behind that was, in the fight, Dricus kept on moving pulling his pants and moving his box because his box was loose from the his jock strap.
Yeah.
So every time he's moving, that cup is hitting his balls. So
Not comfortable.
So he told coach listen, I can't get this thing to settle. so coach is obviously giving him advice, and he's like, oh yeah, we should try and just fix your shit.
Just like a last resort. So I thought it was a good luck thing. That
is very funny.
Go get him, my
It's
boy.
like round 3 activated. It's like a Power Ranger.
I really thought it was,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. If you slap someone on the back, go get him.
But it's always weird because in American football, when they slap each other's asses, that's not weird.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. They do that really a lot.
The front part is a little bit more intimate. I will give you. Okay, so it's just
it's just
fidgeting with the cup.
Yes, trying to adjust because you could see he's struggling, and then that pulls a lot of attention away from what you're supposed to do. So
that clip's going on Reddit.
Yeah.
I'm putting that one out there. Please, stop worrying about the cup.
Yeah, but I got so many messages. Why are you gay? Oh, what the F? Why are you kissing your coach?
I got all hail the new MMA twinking.
I got South African smooches. I got it's effective. It's
kissing
the word
homies is the best base for UFC.
100%.
If you're not doing it, what are you doing?
It's like yelling in Afrikaans and kissing your coaches. Yeah.
100%.
I got also a comment is Morné Visser South African Pat Barry?
No.
So then I'm like, no, don't you dare say that about coach. That's rude.
Yeah.
So I actually saw him in an elevator as well.
Pat Barry?
Yes.
That must have been weird. Did you think he was going to touch
I'll tell you a story off.
Okay, that's
camera.
an off-camera.
Yeah, that's an off-camera story. But I think it's also just the suspicions we have.
Yes.
It's also playing a role in what happened in the elevator. It was just weird. But yeah, the whole experience was great, and I'm super thankful for obviously sponsors. Without you guys, couldn't be there. Without the UFC, wouldn't have that much fun. Every single time we fight, we feel the love, and I said that in the post-fight post as well. Felt the love, felt the energy was absolutely insane, and we are here to stay now. I hope so. Uncle Sean, please. I'm enjoying it. But every single time we fight as well, the ceremonial weigh-ins, last thing before we go, but it's just the ceremonial weigh-ins, now you're standing in a tunnel. Your opponent is standing right in front of you. So he's going on first, and I've never seen that many people for a weigh-in. It was insane. It was scary. Now you're walking up there and it's just I can't believe I'm here. I'm looking to coach and I'm like, what? Look how many people.
That's a for me.
Yeah, that's scary. Probably not. They're not there for me. But it was insane. But now we're doing the face-off. So you can see in the face-off, I have a small chuckle, and the only mindset was, okay, so we're facing off, and he has other way.
Other way.
Yeah.
Okay, it was
and I'm standing on orthodox, but his hand is quite far.
Yeah.
So I'm standing here, but my mentality. So what I was thinking of doing was just doing this.
Oh, is that where the chuckle came?
So that's why I started laughing, and then I just went up and down to hide that I'm actually laughing inside. So I'm just so I was like, no, okay, don't do it. I'm already.
You could have fooled me. I thought you were just hyped to go.
No, I just wanted to grab his hand, but I'm already the guy kissing his coach, so I'm glad I didn't do that. And with that,
so funny.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Thank you guys for supporting my fighting career. Thank you for supporting Dricus. Thank you for supporting the MSP show. We have a lot of content coming up. We're going to do some fun golf stuff. We'll do some other active rest day stuff as well. We have some time now, so hopefully with Gila, we'll get some consistency, and it's gonna be fun. So thank you guys so much, and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, please. I think 51% of you are not subscribed.
Leave comments as well.
Yes. Also, if you have any thoughts, anything you want us to discuss, we'll do that. Next up, we have Dricus on the show. That's going to be a fun one.
He'll be in what? 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go, baby.